let's take a look how the end results look. In the middle, you see what we trimmed off of the cashew nuts. They look very, very similar to the real doggy nails, what we're gonna talk about next. On this top section, you see teeny tiny doggy nails trimmed off from the taco nail type. They are almost like snowflakes. Little bigger bunches because the tips were a little bit bigger, so we were able to trim. Let me just make sure that the camera sees it. We were able to trim off a little bit bigger corner from the first section. You can see the same results from a little bit larger doggy with a different nail color, still taco nail type. This is the first cut. You can see this is the end of the nail, which is worn off by the doggy. And this is the nail area, the inner side, which we cut off. You can see the sharp line there where we did the trimming. Awesome. Now we can take a look at larger cuts with experienced doggy as well as experienced care provider. In case your doggy or the doggy you are working on is not sensitive for getting their nails trimmed and that they can handle bigger chunks being trimmed off, in case of taco nail types, you can go ahead and cut bigger chunks. As long as you can 100% absolutely sure can tell where that line is, where the softer tissue meets the horny tissue, and you cut a little bit closer to the horny tissue, giving you some room to file the nail off and making sure you're not cutting into the softer tissue at no time. Here you can see a smaller chunk, same applies. You can see the line here. And the side, there is a little split on the nail which came off together with this section, and we filed off the section what was left on the doggy's end, and you can cut bigger chunks in case you're dealing with taco nail type. Let me just show you a darker nail quickly. There. So it's the same thing. It's from a puppy. Usually puppies have these very thin tips, thicker by the area closer to the soft tissue, and very, very thin top. This, whenever doggies have this type of nail on, it's very, very prone to injury because it cannot handle the weight of the doggy in the middle, and whenever it gets caught in something, it's not thick enough to hold the nail in one piece, so oftentimes they break, like here or there, or in case the doggy's nails are not too strong or get a bigger or get stuck in tighter in something like carpet or whatnot, it's gonna cause injury. So whenever it gets to crazy long, this is very, very long. So whenever it gets to like this amount, this room to be trimmed off, that's already on the longer end and the doggy needs trimming. Let me put this back in here. Perfect. Let's take a look at the hot dog nail type here. These are the small flakes I trimmed off. You can see how thin they are. That we trimmed off of the doggy. Whenever the doggy's nail has a lot of powdery tissue in the hot dog nail type, you're gonna be able to see more like nail flour kind of situation, when by trimming the nail it results in powdery substance, and like here. And you don't have to worry, you don't have to see these. In these situations, oftentimes it's because the doggy's nails were really, really long. I often see this with elderly doggies or with doggies who have vitamin deficiencies, and their nails are very fine and brittle. And this is the situation which I don't want you to do unless you are absolutely pro. So these are hot dog nail type nails cut off in one piece. Now I knew these doggies, this was not their first trim. So as you can see, all resulted in non-bleeding because you cannot see anything here which would indicate there was bleeding. Plus you just see the softer tissue, the powdery layer, both here and both here in the middle. There is no sign of the jello layer being around. So I could have gone a little bit further, but I did not want it to go. I wanted to play it safe. So again, this is the case which is only for pros and where you know the doggy. And in case you know the doggy and you know how to trim nails, you're not gonna go with this route because you're gonna be able to trim the doggy's nails while they are way shorter. These are from elderly doggies. As you can see, they have some situation going on, like our head, like a lot of licking or fungus or whatnot. These discolorations there and there and on the tip. This is the end, which was on the ground, and or might not be on the ground because I think this was a dew claw. But all of these are from doggies who were elderly. The parents did not do a too good job bringing them frequently enough to the groomer. In this case me, and this is the end, which was on the ground. These are toenails, and so the doggy needed crazy serious nail trims. So in case your doggy has this nail type, the hot dog nail type, you are not waiting until the nails are this long. You will perform a nail trimming whenever there is a little bit more excess nail around. You don't wait until it gets out of control, like here. There is another sample which I have from different nail color. Is the same situation with all kinds of nails. It's the nail type which determines which way to go and how much nail flakes you're gonna be able to get out. With the taco, it's going to be more like teeny tiny corners or bigger chunks in case you are a pro and your doggy is a pro as well. But in case you are practicing or your doggy is new and both of you are just getting used to it, it's like dancing. You need to get used to it. You need to go teeny tiny by teeny tiny, and then later down the road you can go to perform big time and cut one bigger chunk in case of the taco nail type. I wanted to mention one more thing, that sometimes the doggy's nails get split. And let me just take it out because it's going to be easier. This is from the doggy nail side. Super thin, bigger chunk, and it came off. It can be because the doggy got a smaller injury and it came off of the surface, or the doggy's nail needs some vitamin A booster. It can vary what causes it. I just wanted you to see that there are these, there can be these going on your doggy, same thing from a different nail color. And you can, as long as they are this thin, you can remove them. You can even cut them off with a pair of shears, the pre-haircut shears, in case you can't get to them close enough to the nail. And it's gonna be totally easy to take care of it. I just wanted you to see these and so you know what to do with them.